you know, the guy had the opportunity to fight for a title and didn't make weight. It's just, I mean, you couldn't fuck up anything worse than that. But he proved, you know, now that he's not fighting for the title and he was here as a backup fighter, he made weight. So it's definitely a step in the right direction.
What exactly was the back injury, if you can say? And you know, how is your back now?
But why nobody like tried to take the interview from the doctor and ask what happened with Arman? So I had a problem with my sciatic nerve, and I hurt my back, and so my back is stuck because of sciatic nerve. So, and when I started cut my weight, my lower back was weak, and it happened, you know, because I had a long training camp. I was super light, lighter than usually. So, but because I had a title fight, you know, I've been training for the title fight so long, and how can I just miss the weight and like train 6 months for that fight? You gotta be stupid to miss your weight. And I wanted to make the weight and to fight more than everybody. Even I was calling out 6 years for that fight, and like just turn it off for the one day, just weight cut issue. I would kill myself, but make the weight.
I'm ready to go.
Oh, looks like he's sticking out his tongue at Sean Strickland. So let's kind of start there. How did this all start, this back and forth with you and Sean? Who said the first thing? Who fired the first verbal shot, if you will?
So I don't want to go too crazy on like details, but I noticed they looked at me and they laughed. You know, they said something. I think he said something to one of the other cornermen, or I know it was like 3 of them. They said something and they started laughing at me, and I was like, man, I'm not a joke. You know, I believe I am the real deal. You know, I got 11 fights, 6 pro fight finishes now, and 5 finishes an amateur. So they probably think, oh yeah, this guy's a cop. And, you know, they looked at me and I saw them laughing. And I was like, oh, okay, you're going to laugh at me? I'm going to get the last laugh. And, you know, some things were said, both, you know, when the fight was going on, you know, I heard, you know, some things being said. I'm trying to remember everything now. But it was just, I was having a great time. I just wanted, you know, to have fun. And, you know, when the whole moment happened itself, you see me laughing. I was just like, hey, I'm, you know, I want to show that, you know, there's 2 sides. You know, I have my career, and then inside the cage, I'm able to, you know, have fun. This is literally fun for me. I enjoy it. This is my passion. You know, at work, I'm a professional, you know, being in law enforcement, and I have to, you know, I do everything by the book. In the cage, I get to have fun. It's like I get to flip the switch, enjoy myself, and I honestly think, you know, things escalated. I was like, I didn't expect that at all. You see me, I'm laughing. I'm like, I didn't expect what happened to happen. You know, I was like, okay, I guess this is happening. I believe I heard, oh, he's tired. His arms are gonna blow out. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Blow the kiss. And I did the tongue. I was like, ah! You know, I was just like so ready. I was like, you know, I think a lot of people see me and they're confused and like, you know, what I'm capable of. I believe I am the real deal. And I was like able to show, you know, I heard them saying like little things, and I was just like, I was focused. You know, Miles is a hell of an opponent, man. I truly respect him. The guy was in the Ultimate Fighter House, 7-1, you know, and he took this fight on short notice because I've been having issues getting opponents. And this was a great, you know, experience. And I honestly had like I said, again, a great time, you know, with sticking the tongue out. Like I didn't think he was going to take it that personal, because I'm pretty sure he does a lot of talking in the cage. I hope the commission does not, like they even asked me, they're like, hey, you're gonna press chart? I'm like, what? No. And I would never want anything to happen to these guys because I actually like them, and I hope they watch this. And I have nothing against Sean, nothing against Chris, nothing against Extreme Couture. I like those guys.
Kenny, I know you weren't as relaxed in combat as this man, right? You thrived in combat, there's no doubt, but there is something miraculous about this man. I truly, in my 20 years covering combat sports, have never seen anything like it.
When you put in the work, similar to what John Anik, when you put in the work, you get the skill. And when you get the skill, you get the confidence. That's what's happening with Ilia Topuria. And this is what happens, John, when you get these kids that are starting the sport very early on, and at 5 years old doing wrestling, at 9, 10, they're doing jiu-jitsu, at 13, 14, they're doing boxing, and they are true students of the game. Ilia Topuria has the ability to watch everything inside the sport and outside the sport. And boy, has this guy done his homework and surrounded himself with some amazing coaches who have elevated his game to be what I think, and I've been saying for a little while now, is the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. His overall skill, it's a marvel to watch him compete. And again, the masters make it look easy, and Ilia Topuria, make no mistake about it, is a master.
He deserved to be a number one
because he's a two-division champion, right?
He's two division champion. He knocked out, lost his fights, and he knocked out the GOATs. And I mean, how he went there and knocked out Charles Oliveira in the first round, and Islam just move up. If Islam gonna win the title in 170, he's gonna be pound for pound.
Back, right?
Yeah, for sure. Because yeah, it just takes time. But I'll send Topuria back to top 15 pound for pound.
When I talked to Ilia, I was talking to him about his $2 million gym that he has in his house, and I go, well, man, now you might have money now after these 2 wins, but before I'm like, how do you have so much money? Come to find out, Ilia got family money. Ilia's rich. Hey, Ilia's got family money. And then Sarukian, I saw Sarukian just housing $1,000 a bite of caviar. He's just housing like caviar. Arman's rich. Could you imagine 2 rich dudes fighting for a UFC title? 2 rich dudes that didn't get their money in fighting would be the craziest thing because rich dudes don't fight.
I was working because I had to pay all the competitions. I was working in 4 works. I had 4 works. I was working because I had to pay all the competitions because it wasn't free.
What were the jobs? The 4 jobs? One was a cashier, right? At Stradivarius.
Yeah. It's a story of clothes story. Clothes story.
Okay.
And I was doing grappling classes in another gym. I was working in La Playa, on the beach. On the beach, yeah. And I was working on securities on the weekends.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ilia got family money. Ilia's rich.
Come on.
I know, bro. I'm so sorry.
Come on.
I know, I'm so sorry.
That's a bummer.